On July the 25th, 2022, Robert Riley Saunders was sentenced to 5 years in jail for fraud over $5,000. He was also convicted of breach of trust and using a forged degree to get a job as a social worker with the BC Ministry of Children and Families. He was sentenced to 2 years and 1 month for those two convictions, to be served concurrently. Just last week, Robert Riley Saunders' legal team requested full parole. Full parole was denied, but after serving just 14 months out of his original 5-year sentence, Saunders was given day parole for the next 6 months. According to documents obtained by APTN from the Parole Board of Canada, Saunders opened 24 bank accounts over 6.5 years, transferring $460,000 to himself, money that was supposed to go to youth in care for their rent, food, and clothing. Aden Withers was one of those youth. She was put in foster care when she was 14 years old.
The reality is that he ruined so many lives, and so many of those, there were kids who never got to see his day in court because they didn't survive the homelessness and addictions. And, he directly fed into that by re-traumatizing traumatized youth.
Withers was just given $30 in cash per week for food. She says others had to make difficult decisions in order to survive.
I know that some youth had to resort to sex work to fill in the gaps of where the funding was lacking.
According to the parole board, Saunders will be under a number of release conditions. He must avoid contact with his victims, not enter a position of responsibility, paid or unpaid, for the management of finances or investments for any other individual, charity, business, or institution. And he must reside in a halfway house. Aden says she's shocked that Saunders is out of jail, even if he is still on parole.
It's enraging. I have a friend and who was a victim of him as well, and it's sad to see she doesn't get to have her brother back. Her brother was the one who passed away, and she'll never get justice for that, and that angers me. And I don't feel like they're taking what he did seriously. And yeah, he can never ever replace the lives that, he ruined.
Hugh Breaker is with the First Nations Leadership Council, representing the BC AFN and the Union of BC Indian Chiefs.
And we just find that scandalous. We're angry by it, we're incensed by it, and we just don't understand how they could have reached that decision. We've got a long history of the judicial system in Canada treating First Nations people wrongly and poorly. They distrust this judicial system now, the justice system. They don't trust it. In some cases, they're scared of it. And in some cases, it just confuses them. And this is a good example, again, of a move by the justice system that's going to make First Nations people even more angry.
The First Nations Leadership Council plans on meeting with the federal minister responsible for the Parole Board of Canada to review the decision. Tina House, APTN National News, Vancouver.